Now, I'm not really a purple player. If you've been following my channel, you know I really don't post purple decks, and that's because I don't know, I've never mained it, but I do love purple, and I'm going to start doing some more purple decks. So let's start with our Fenriloogamon. 4 of the Bowmon, what's the correct pronunciation? Bowmon? Like a dog? Bow? Your turn. When a Digimon card with Dark Animal or SOC in its trait is trashed from the hand, this Digimon may Digivolve into that card. Phenomenal. That is the only egg you want to run in this build because you'll see. You know, at this point, you already know what this deck does, right? We're just going to go through this really quickly here. So let's start with the level 3s. We're sticking to OG Fenriloogamon here. Start your main phase by placing 1 AG from your hand or trash as this Digimon bottom source. You gain 1 memory. I just love that you're able to do it if the AG is in the trash, because you kind of, since you run analogs, you're trashing a lot of stuff. And more than likely, you are going to trash that AG. So this is a fantastic way of getting it from your trash and playing it for free. The inherit your turn once per turn. When you play a card with Dark Animal or SOC, gain 1 memory. Comes up because Fenrir and Fenriloogamon end up playing Digimon when you Digivolve. So there you go. 4 of the new Fenriloogamon. Digivolve from level 2 with SOC in its trait for 0. If not, it'll cost 1. When attacking, by trashing 1 card from your hand, delete 1 of your opponent's Digimon with 3000 DP or less. If you have a tamer with SOC in its trait, you get to draw 1. Really nice. I like it because it helps you get over any floodgates that you need to get run over. So if there's anything that prevents you from reducing Digivolution cost or gaining memory, because that's what this deck really does a lot, then Fenriloogamon just helps you get over. Delete them. The inherit, end of attack once per turn. If your opponent has 1 or more memory, gain 1 memory. This is actually really nice because this is going to extend your plays more with Fenrir. Because with Fenrir, if you don't know, your turn doesn't end until your opponent gets to 3 memory or more. And to round off the rookies, 2 Foscomons. It's just more for the blocker, and it is a Dark Animal. You don't need to. You could actually run this deck with just 8 if you want, but blockers don't hurt. 1 copy of Tyrannomon. Now, you can go without this card, and a lot of people are actually not running it. I actually don't mind it. 1, it's a blocker. 2, you get to search, so on play you get to reveal 4 cards. You add a Digimon card with SOC in his trait and 1 tamer that has SOC in his trait. And then if you added cards, you get to trash 1 card. You have to trash 1 card from your hand. I like this because you're doing multiple of things, right? You're searching for AGs, you're searching for any piece you need to build up to Fenrir, and then you get to add pieces to the trash that you need. So when you go into Fenrir, you're able to play it, in this case, Black Gatomon, because it has Rush. So this Tyrannomon is good. A lot of people don't run it because they feel like it'll be too late. By the time you play it, you kind of have all the pieces already, or just bottom decks a lot of pieces that you might need, which I agree with, which is why I'm only running it at 1. 2 of the new Fenriloogamon, and the third one would be the Tyrannomon. This one, when Digivolving and when attacking, by trashing 1 card in your hand, this Digimon gets 2000 DP for the turn. If there's a tamer with SOC in his trait, you draw 1. I like it because it's a when Digivolving, and usually it's 1 attacking. You have to, in this case, you will trash and then you gain, not security, but you'll gain DP. I like that it's when Digivolving because then you don't have to swing. You could keep building up and you get that extra 2000 DP, which can come up, but you have Alliance, so it's kind of not really that necessary unless you don't have another body on board. And then the inherit, end of attack once per turn. If your opponent has 1 or more memory, you gain 1 memory. So that's, as I stated before, that is so good. We're going to stick with the OG Fenriloogamon. When attacking, by trashing 1 card from your hand, draw 1. If AJ is in this Digimon sources, gain 1 memory. You're not really ever going to attack with this card unless you're going to go for game, or if you're going to use Alliance with it, and you can win that turn. But aside from that, you really don't attack much. I really play this one more for its inherit. Your turn, when you play a card with Dark Animal or SOC, gain 1 memory. Just like I said, you want to extend your turn as much as you can. Leading on to 2 Fengmon. On play and when attacking, return 1 purple Digimon card with Dark Animal and his trait from your trash to your hand. Then trash 1 card in your hand. So you only have 4 Fenrir. I think he's Dark Animal, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, he is. So he is Dark Animal. So if you ended up trashing him and you need it, you just play the Fenglong, recycle it, and now add another piece to the trash that you need in there. If you want to run more Fenglong, you can just, take the Dark Tyranno and put a Fenglong. I like using him to recycle my Fenriloogamons too, which we'll get into. And last but not least, 3 of the Black Gatomons. This card is a staple in this deck because it has Rush and it is a dark animal, so Fenrir is going to play it. And you really want to swing as a last, kind of pseudo hybrid or omni blitz with this. And the inherit is Retaliation, which is also good, so it's going to help you get rid of things because it kind of lacks removal besides Fenriloogamon and Fenriloogamon. There's it for the level 4s. Leading on to the level 5s. 4 of the Fenriloogamon. This card is so good. End of your turn, delete this Digimon and draw 2. Then you may return 1 Loogamon from your trash, which is nice because you're recycling the stack that you Digivolve from. Now, I do want to disclose this. If you attack with the Fenriloogamon, you're not going to be able to draw 2 and then get the Loogamon because it has to be the end of your turn. It's not on deletion. Now, it does have an on deletion. This one, you may trash up to 3 cards with Dark Animal or SOC in a straight from your hand. Then delete one of your opponent's level 3 or lower. For each card trash, you get to up it by 1. So you can essentially pop a level 6, which is actually really nice. So for those, before, we would run 3 or we would run 2. 3 was kind of more of what you would see, but you really need to see the Fenriloogamon, especially in the early stages of the game, because it just cycles through your deck constantly by drawing and then trashing. 4 of the Fenriloogamons. This one you're gonna go into when you're ready to swing, when you're ready to do some big D damage and knock them out. When Digivolving, you may play 1 level 3 or lower card with Dark Animal or SOC in a straight. And then if you have AJ underneath, you get to add 1 more level, allowing you to play level 4s. And that's it. When attacking by trashing 1 card in your hand, gain 1 memory. This works because you're going to end up trashing the Fenriloogamon when you delete it. And then when you have the Baumon, since you trash the Fenrir, you get to Digivolve and you do all types of things. So that's the purpose of the one attacking. And then the inherit your turn when you play a card with Dark Animal or SOC trait, you may unsuspend this Digimon, which happens when you end up Digivolving into the Fenriloogamon, which we'll get into right now. And that is actually the only... Okay, I lied. We're not done with level 5s. I got ahead of myself, but we are topping 2 Chimeramons. Just late game with Fenrir, you get to play 3 bodies, or even the 4th if you play with the Fenriloogamon. You get to DNA 2 level 4s, and then what's just beautiful about DNAing, if you do have 2 level 4s and you do swing with both of them and they both survive, that's 1, 2 attacks. You get to DNA, place another card underneath, and here you could do -2, -3, right? You decrease all your opponent's Digimon by 1,000 for every color that you have, and then you'll be able to swing again. So that's kind of the purpose of this Chimeramon. So Chimeramon, when Digivolving, you may place 1 level 5 or lower Digimon card from your trash underneath its sources. Then up to 4 of your opponent's Digimon get minus 1,000 DP for each of this Digimon's colors. So not all your opponent's Digimon, but 4, which is still quite a bit. It'll help you get through some floodgates that are, it'll help you get through some floodgates, because if you do the Black Gato, even just 1 Black Gato, you got 1, 2, 3 colors. Your turn, this Digimon is also treated as having all the colors of its sources. When this Digimon has 4 or more colors, it gets 4,000 DP. That's not going to happen here because this will be the most amount of colors that you have, which would be 3. Now, that wraps up the level 5s. Moving on to our boy, Fenrir. 4 of, because we only have 4, and sadness. Hopefully we'll get another one soon. When Digivolving, you may play 1 level 4 or lower card with Dark Animal or SOC in a straight from your trash without paying its cost. If AJ is underneath, you get to add up to 2 number of cards this effect plays. So now, just going back to this stack, you swing with the Fenrilooga, you end up trashing a card. You could trash a Black Gatomon, or when you end up Digivolving, you can play the Black Gatomon, you swing, you could trash another Black Gatomon from your hand. But in this case, what you really want to do is actually trash the Fenriloogamon. You have the Baumon underneath somewhere, and now you can Digivolve for 4. And his whole thing is, even if you're at 1, you leave your opponent at 3. You end up playing another Black Gatomon. You would get the memory from Fenriloogamon when you play the Black Gatomon, gaining a memory. And now here, since you ended up doing Fenrir's when Digivolving, Fenriloogamon's inherit triggers. When you play another SOC, he does unsuspend, and if you have the AJ underneath, you'll get this Alliance be able to do alliance. So you'll tap one of the targets that you played with Fenrir, and now when you swing again, he does have a when attacking by deleting one of your opponent's Digimon level 3 or lower. Unsuspend this Digimon. For each of your Digimon, add 1 level to this effect. So it doesn't say each other Digimon, it says for each of your Digimon. So Fenrir would count itself. So you would delete level 4 with him, level 4, 5, 6, and then he ends up playing like 3. So 7. You could pop a level 7 just by attacking, and then you unsuspend again. You would be able to trigger alliance for that second swing, and now the third swing you could do alliance again if you end up having those bodies. And then lastly, you'd be able to hit with the Black Auto since they do have rush. So that's the whole thing of Fenriloogamon. If you don't know at this point, I mean, it's majority of people know what Fenrir does. I just never covered them. And through the option cards, we're just running 4 wisdoms. That's it. You just want help going through your deck, revealing 2, get 1 purple card, then get delay, which as you can see, it helps in that combo because now you're reducing. And I mean, yeah, that's it. There's your options. For AG, I still don't know if I'm saying his name right. Discard place from security. Start of your main phase. If your opponent has a Digimon, gain 1 memory. Mind Link. You can Mind Link. You can tuck this under a Dark Animal or Digimon with SOC in its trait. They're all Dark Animals and or SOC in this case. And then when you do that, they do have Alliance and they actually have Blocker, which is good for the Fenrir because if for some reason you can't finish the one attacking, you just unsuspend and now you have a blocker for aka Fenrir. For Analog, this is just your standard tamers that you run in this deck. Analog is just so nuts. On play, reveal 3 cards, add 1 Digimon card among them, and then trash the rest. So it helps you build trash, it helps you get a piece, and then all turns when one of your level 5 or higher Digimon with the evolution cards is deleted, you may suspend this tamer. If you do, gain 1 memory, and then hatch 1 Digimon in your breeding area. Why is that so good? Let me show you right now. So ideally what you do is if you got the Loogamon, you end up going to Fenriloogamon, and now you end up swinging, or your turn ends, you activate Loogamon's effect, you get to draw, trash, you get to recycle this Loogamon back to your hand, and now this all gets deleted. You get to trash from your hand, and now you get to delete a Digimon 3 up to 6, depending how many cards you trash. You could trigger Analog Youth since it was a level 5, right? You're at 0, or in this case, even if you go to 1 and your turn ends, it gets popped. Suspend Analog, you get a memory. You end up patching, pretend this is a Baumon. Actually, let's just get the one that's here. And now you already got that Loogamon from this on deletion, and you get to already start building back up right there, going all the way up to a 2, or leaving a Loogamon. So now when it's starting your main phase, you get to tuck an AJ from your trash or hand. So that is why Analog Youth is very, very good for this deck, and you have to run 4 of. Now, to end up with the Tamers, I'm actually running 2 of the new Shu Yulin. You're like, excuse me? Because, well, for one, she's a memory set tamer, so she'll always leave you at 3, which I think can be really good for this deck. AJ gives you 1 more, and then you get to Mind Link. And the reason this works is because all the Loogamon line is actually X antibody, and as long as there's Digimon with X antibody, Shu can actually tuck herself under it. So now there's another way of you getting Alliance, because that's what the Shu Yulin does. It gives you Alliance and it gives you Reboot. So I just wanted more targets to be able to get Alliance to kind of make it a little more consistent, because sometimes you're just fishing for those damn AGs, EG, and you just can't find it. So that is why I'm trying the shoes, and it has been working out pretty good. So there we go. Check out these other deck profiles if you guys haven't checked it out. What other deck profiles do you guys want to see? Let me know down in the comments below, and I'll see you guys on our next video.